Hi, thank you everyone. So just a bit of an introduction to Creams and who we are. So we came from humble beginnings with the recipe as great customer service in the stores and a great product, which has really helped us to get to where we are today. Founded in 2008 by our founders Adam and Bilal, we actually opened our first franchise store in 2011. Over the next couple of years, we managed to get so many awards such as Rising Star and High Growth, and saw the stores increase in a rapid growth. However, we got to 2020 and realised how we're going to get ourselves to 300 stores, which is where we want to be in the next couple of years. By doing that, we actually brought on a new stakeholder. And then in 2022, we had a big reboot and refresh. So we got a new senior leadership team and also a brand refresh, which actually led to this year, we have a new store design, which we've actually launched our first one in Hounslow. So what is it that we actually do? So Creams is all about the wow experience. You walk into our store, the first thing you should do is go wow, from the spread of gelato in the front of the store through to the great customer service you experience from the staff. We are made famous for our gelato, which is actually made here in the UK in one of our factories, and we actually get our ingredients from Italy. Not only do we do gelato, but we also have waffles and crepes, and we actually manufacture the waffle and crepe mix ourselves as well. Cookie dough was another item that works really well, and we actually again manufacture the cookie dough ourselves. Now, a lot of what you see is the sweet treats. However, to get people in different times of the day, our stores are normally busy from 3 p.m. onwards. However, there's a big gap between 11 and 3 where most people want a savoury offering. So we actually introduce a savoury menu. In this, we have chicken waffles and also our hot pockets as well. So it's enabling people to get in earlier in the day. And also if you're in a group of family and everyone's got a sweet tooth apart from that one person, it helps to get everybody in and enjoying the menus. Again, we are quite seasonal. Summer months are really big for creams, but what happens when it gets colder? Not everyone wants to have ice cream at that point. So we introduce hot desserts. So we've got our hot pockets, our sweet hot pockets, and also our hot cakes as well as a nice variety of hot drinks, coffee and hot chocolate. So again, bring people in those not so warm months. The LTO, so our limited time offerings, also give us the opportunity to create new menu items throughout the year. We have 4 drops, 2 in summer and 2 in winter, which again helps us to really kind of jump on those trends. Everyone saw Dubai chocolate as a massive trend earlier in the year. Being able to bring that in one of our limited time offering drops really helped to increase sales. And sometimes our LTOs actually end up staying as full menu items. We launched Cherry Choc Chunk earlier this year, and it sold out within the first couple of weeks, and so we decided actually we should bring it on as a staying menu item. Whereabouts are we in the UK? So we do have nationwide coverage. We do predominantly are in the south, and we're looking to expand further into the Midlands and up north as well. And like I said, we've got about just over 90 stores in the UK. So why creams? So the dessert industry is growing. There's a lot of interest in it, both from new brands coming out, but also people looking for that treat on the high street. We are market leaders. We do have more stores than other brands out there. And like I said, just over 90 stores, but we're looking to get to 300. We also have takeaway and delivery, and that has also really helped to increase the revenue our franchisees are making. It's all about that customer service. When you go to a Creams, you're not going to go every week or every, a couple of times a week or every weekend. It's not, it's not a chicken cottage or somewhere where you go for that type of food. It is a treat experience. Therefore, giving great customer service really helps to enable our customers to come back. We've also managed to keep our inflation really low. So averaging at normally about sort of 59%, we've managed to keep that down to 19%. So that's really helped our franchisees to sort of weather the economic storms that we're seeing, but also keep more profit for themselves. The way we've done this is we actually manufacture a lot of our products. And also because we make them in our factories, we're able to actually control the supply chain. And this helps to reduce delays, but also keep those costs down, which has been instrumental for our franchisees. So how much does it cost to invest in a Creams? So you're looking at around sort of 400,000. I've got a breakdown on screen there for you to have a look through. Sort of total setup and fit out of an average store is around the 300,000 mark. We're trying to keep that as low as possible, so our new store design is actually helping to minimise that cost as well. In terms of ongoing royalty fees, you're looking at 5% royalty fee and a 2% marketing fee, which in the kind of grand scheme of franchise brands is actually relatively quite low. So in terms of turnover, so what do our Creams franchisees actually make? So on average, you're looking between 800 to $1 million in terms of average annual turnover. This equates to around 18 to 20,000 per week. Looking at cost of goods, you've got about sort of 25%, and your average EBITDA, you're looking about a margin about 10%. So our franchisees should earn about 80,000 to 100,000 a year. So in terms of ROI, you're looking about that by the end of year 3. So our property requirements, what is it that we're looking for? So our stores, typically speaking, are between 1,700 square foot to 2,000 square foot. However, we will look at each individual territory to determine what sort of size is needed. Does it need to be slightly smaller or slightly larger, depending on dense population? We also look at food courts as well, and we do have some in some of the food courts in Lakeside and Blue Water. We can also look at kiosks as well for, again, smaller areas of smaller food courts. A kiosk can be a good offering. This has a slightly less offering than our standalone stores, more kind of gelato and the already prepared food, as it won't have the ovens and the waffle makers and crepe makers. We do look for prominent and visible locations. We want people to be able to see and know we're there. Ideally, we're looking for, again, high footfall areas. Population density of around about over 100,000 is what we look for in an average area as well. We want to have footfall drivers near us. These could be things like cinemas, retail parks, big areas that people are going to, especially in the evening time as well. We want areas where people are going in the evening time and it's a busy area. That works really well for our stores. We also look at retail parks as well. These are areas where people are actually spending quite a decent amount of time. So if you've got an IKEA or you've got some of the big home stores, you're going as a family, dragging the kids along with you, give them a treat of a waffle at the end of the day actually helps keep them a little bit well behaved. We want areas where people spend time. That's crucial for our brand. It's a treat. It's an indulgent treat. We want people who are spending time on that area and with that nice little treat at the end of the day. So that's everything. Obviously, any questions at the end, feel free to come find me.